Hello, movie lovers. Yeah, you're with Bob. It's Friday afternoon here on Cosburn Avenue, deep in the heart of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm a Canadian. Yes, just in case none of you know, but most of you should know by now. So I'm going to talk to you about the movies I watched this week. I don't think I watched too many. I don't know. I just watched movies. Let's talk about the first movie I watched. Okay, well, first Saturday. We'll start out with Saturday and work our way up until, what, Thursday maybe? Something like that. Yeah, I think Thursday. Let's see what I read. I gotta get a new book, so I gotta go down to the dollar store soon. Probably tomorrow. Get some stuff. Yeah. We'll go to Thursday. I did watch a movie today though, but I'll put that on next week. It was a Halloween movie today. Shaun of the Dead I watched today, but I didn't write it down yet. Okay, so let's talk about the movies. All right, yeah, it's Saturday. Tarzan and the Amazons, 1945. Yes, Johnny Weissmuller. It's getting a little old doing this shit. I don't know what was this his last movie or I can't remember now. He made a lot of them, starting in what 1931 or something like that. Anyway, this one's Tarzan. Jane comes back. Yeah, she's back. Uh, Tarzan welcomes Jane back, but he refuses to help her, what is it, archaeologist friends from finding the lost city of the Amazons. Of course, Tarzan's not going to help any of these clowns. He says no, no, and no, right? So, what happens? The boy shows them the way, because boys followed Tarzan to the lost city, right? What happened was he came across the girl, an Amazon girl that got hurt. She couldn't walk, so he picked her up, and carried her back. Tarzan told Boy to stay, but Boy didn't listen, followed Tarzan, so Boy actually knew the way to the Amazon city. So the boy takes them all, to where the girls are, Amazon. And what do they come across? Across gold. And, shit happens, and, people start dying and getting shot with bows and arrows and guns. And anyway, I'm not going to tell you the ending of it, but Tarzan lives. He doesn't die, of course, because he's got to make another movie, right? What did I give it? I gave it a 6, another 6. These Tarzan movies, most of them all end up with a 6, no higher than a 7 anyway. So, anyway, that's Tarzan. Johnny Weissmuller. Yeah. What else did I watch? Oh, I watched the movie TCM again. I think it's called Mako? Mako? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. 1952 with Robert Mitchum and Jane Russell. Jane Russell looks nice, as she always does. Yeah, a GI and a girl, they meet up and they're involved with diamond smugglers, and somebody's smuggling diamonds out of the Orient, and a policeman, a private detective, undercover detective shows up, and he tries to find out who the smugglers are, and there's gambling involved, and it's a slow prodding movie, what it means? A lot of talking, not much going on. Between Jane Russell and Robert Mitchum, what's his name? William Bendix. Yeah, he's in it. So it's a little on the slow side. Another movie that if you watched it once, you don't need to watch it again. Those type of movies. I gave it a 5 out of a 10. Yeah, Mako, 1952 with Robert Mitchum. And the other one I watched this on the Rogers Movie Channel that we have here in Toronto. I watched it probably a few months ago, but I thought it was fun, so it came on, and I was flicking channels. It just started, and I went, oh, yeah, I'll watch this. So I caught it from the beginning again. You can always go to the movie channel, right, and watch whatever you want to watch anytime at all. Just happened to be just show up on TV, and I guess at the right time. Yeah, it's a little small, town, right? Sleepy town. There's a sheriff and his deputy and another deputy. a lot of characters around, and the Earth kind of like changes its axle, kind of switches over a little bit, and never becomes. It's really light, and it's supposed to be dark, and all the these strange things happen, and their zombies start walking around. Of course, the dead, right, and they start biting people. The regular storyline. There's no difference between the zombies and stuff. Like they trot around and bite people and stuff like that. But it's a funny movie. It's a worth a watch. It gets a 7. I give it a 7. It's worth at least a 7. There's Bill Murray and Tom Waits or Watts. Tom Watts. He's the old guy roaming around in bushes, kind of like. And Adam Driver. They're Bill Murray. Bill Murray, plays Bill Murray, and he talks. He's funny. He's a jokey guy and all that shit. So yeah, it's worth a watch. Yeah. The Dead Don't Die, 2019, I think it was. It's a 7. All right, and then I watched Attack the Block from 2011. The young, what's his name? John Boyega. Sorry, can't pronounce his name right unless I messed it up. I probably did. He's the young gentleman that was in Star Wars, the Star Wars movies a few years ago, right? Yeah, he was in. He's in it. I don't know how old he was when he made this. Like 15, 16, 18, something like that. Members of a teen gang from South London. The projects. Protect their neighborhood from an alien attack. And these things drop out of the sky. By the time you end up looking at them, they look like a friggin' bear running around like a dog, and you got these shiny face, like their teeth and all that shine. Yeah, but it's a fun movie. Yeah, the kids are out, right? They're stabbing these things and shooting them and running all around the neighborhood and through their project, and these things are climbing all over the building. And well, there's a reason they're doing it. And it starts off right at the beginning of the movie, but they don't know why until the end of the movie. Of course, they find out why they're chasing them. But you'll have to watch it to find that out. So that's Attack the Block, 2011. Josie Whittaker stars in it too. I think it's made over in England. 7 out of 10 for that one. That was fun. It's a fun movie. And what else? Oh. I watched Blade. Blade, yes. Marvel Comics, Blade. Yes. With Wesley Snipes. And Chris Christopherson, Vampire Hunter, right? Blade, right? Vampire Hunter. One of the first, pretty well, if I can remember right, one of the first Marvel comics that ended up at the theater, wasn't it? Blade? Yeah, I think so. I mean, Blade was before the X-Men, right? So, Blade, yeah. What else was there? Punisher? No. When did the Punisher appear? That was a Marvel movie too, The Punisher. But anyway, this is Blade. Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson. Lots of action in this. This is like a non-stop movie in action. Kicking and biting and stabbing and shooting and Jesus. It's just full of action. Blade, 1998. I gave it a 7. A big 7 for that matter. Alright, what else did I watch? Oh, I watched a movie called Unthinkable, 2010. Yeah, with Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Sheen. Yeah, it's about terrorists. Guy plants bombs around the cities, right? Different parts of the city. Atom bombs. Place when it blows up, it's gonna freaking blow up. Okay, it's gonna fucking take half the neighborhood with it or whatever. So Samuel Jackson character is the person that's supposed to get the information out of this terrorist guy from where the bombs are planted at. But if you can add up, right, you're adding your arithmetic and you can add numbers up, when you start hearing the story behind this movie and how much dynamite or bombs or whatever the poundage is, you got to start thinking about it, right? Because it doesn't add up until the end of the movie. And you can think, yeah, that's right, but you don't think about it. Well, I in a roundabout way, I did. So I kind of thought, well, that doesn't add up. So anyway, they're looking for these bombs and are gonna blow up, and they're trying to beat it out of this guy, right? Well, shall we kill his wife? What happens if we kill his kids? If we kill his kids, he's gonna tell, right? You'd think? Yep. Unthinkable. 2010. Gets a 7. All right, what else? Dawn of the Dead. What did I do with that? Must have put it someplace. Yeah, I must have put it somewhere. Probably over there on the table. Have to pick it up. Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, it's on the DVD. I have it. Sarah Polley, a Canadian girl. This is made in 2004, right? So it's probably made here in Canada somewhere, Toronto or somewhere. Yeah, it's Dawn of the Dead, you know? Same thing. Zombies. You gotta love zombies. Anyway, she goes to bed, right? She wakes up. There's a little girl standing in the doorway, her bedroom doorway. Yes, Sarah, what can I do for you? Or not Sarah. Husband goes in and says, what's going on? The little girl attacks the husband, bites his freaking neck, rips his face apart. Blood everywhere. He's bleeding like a stuck pig laying on the bed. Sarah Polley's character trying to stop the blood, right? From, you know, blood's all over the bed and everything. It's a friggin' mess. Anyway, zombies. Yeah, then she runs out. She jumps out the window, the bathroom window, runs around, starts the car up, rides down the street. And there's all kinds of zombies running around. Anyway, she meets up with a cop, Vic Raines, right? And they end up going to this mall. Most of the story takes place in the mall. She meets up with some other people, and they hold up in this mall, right? And of course, the zombies are roaming around, they're outside, you know, stuff like that. Right? You know, it's a regular zombie movie. But it's good. It's pretty good. It's a pretty decent zombie movie. I gave it a 7. It's worth a 7. Yeah, if you haven't seen Dawn of the Dead, right, watch it. You'll like it. You'll like zombie shit, right? And I watched another movie. This one I watched on TCM, Saratoga, 1937, with Clark Gable and Jean Harlow, right? It's gambling guy's in love with, or falls in love with one of his friends. He has a friend that owns horses and stuff, right? And he's a gambler. He's a bettor. He makes money at the track betting on stuff, the horses and stuff. Anyway, it's not a bad movie. It's so-so, right? But this is Jean Harlow's last movie, right? She died while she was making the movie, right? She never did finished making the movie. There's some scenes in it, right? You see her character with a hat on, or the back of her, or running upstairs, or, you know, dancing or something. That's not her, right? It's actually her stand-in. Yeah, her stand-in. Mary Dees, right? So she's in it. But there's some scenes at the end of the movie. Of course, you see Jean Harlow, but of course they were all taped at the same time, like the train. They're in the train, right, and they're singing and stuff. Those parts were all taped at one time. They weren't taped in the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie. All those scenes were taped at once. So actually, at the end of the movie, you do see Jean Harlow, right? But for the last few minutes at the end of the movie, you just see her in a hat, or, you know, her back, or stuff like that. But yeah, Jean Harlow passed away while making this movie. So that movie is the one that Jean Harlow's known for passing away. So that's her last movie. I give it a 6, Saratoga, 1937. And then I watched The Tingler on TCM, right? The Tingler, or Vincent Price. Crazy music. Most of it doesn't make sense, but was it William Castle? William Castle? Yeah, a lot of his movies don't make sense, but yeah, Vincent Price. A doctor discovers a deadly creature when you get the shit scared out of you, right? The Tingler. Yeah, The Tingler. This is the one that had that, what do they call it? What did Mike call it? Oh, anyway, they put these electrical things underneath your seat, right? So when the Tingler comes along, everybody screams. You get a little shock at the bottom of your seat. And they also had people in the theaters, right, that they hired, right, to set in the shows. And when the Tingler came, actually girls and men and people stood up and screamed, right? So it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun going to the show back in the late 50s, right? But yeah, The Tingler gets a big 6. Vincent Price, TCM. Happy Halloween, everybody. Yes. Sale on candies come Sunday. Big sale going on. A lot of the stores, I would imagine, having a half price sale, getting rid of all their candies. I can't believe they sold that much candies because, as far as I understand, there are no kids are going out for Halloween. At least I don't think so. But I'm not sure. Who knows? Kids going out for Halloween? Having the foggiest. But I can imagine there's going to be a sale on candies. Alright, keep watching those movies. We'll talk again next week. November, you know what November is the month of? November is the month of war movies. November, the month of war movies like Saving Private Ryan, Von Ryan's Express, The Great Escape, D-Day. Need I go on? That's the month coming up. November, war month. Talk to you later. Stay safe, people.